What is up, everyone? I'm going to be doing part 2 now of the Tacoma walk around, and that's going to be the interior of the truck. And I think one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot in walk arounds is the interior, because most people don't do much, but that's where we spend the time in our trucks. So we've done a fair amount on the inside, and I wanted to share that with you all so that you can see what we have going on, and if it's something that you would want to potentially add to your build. So let's get into it. Coming under the hood. Woo! So immediately, most Tacomas, you would use this little guy, bing, and that is to hold your hood open, but we all know how much of a pain that is. So I have the Spiker Engineering hood struts, and those have been a game changer as far as kind of how the hood opens and how I'm able to work under the hood when I need to. Other than that, fairly stock. I have most of the wiring tucked against the firewall there for the Flex Arrow 1s. I could definitely use a Switch Pro. I think I put on my Instagram story recently that I needed one. Recently cleaned the battery up. I just came from AutoZone. This is the stock battery on this. I got this truck in 2018 and things fine. I was about to get a new one, but the guy said he tested it and said it looked great. So stoked on that. Most of this wiring here is for, yes, like I said, the ditch lights. There was some modification that I needed to do to get the Alpha Rex Lux headlights to work with the sequential light dance that they do. But all that said, there's not really much else going on in here. I try to keep it as clean as possible. Usually gets pretty dusty in the summertime out in California. We're just in the desert. But yeah, and then it's just as easy as grabbing this. Boom. Okay, so the inside here, fairly stock looking at a glance, but quite a few things we changed here. So these are the Miso Customs door handles. Got actually those on all 4 doors. One thing that everyone tries to do and make sure as they do out the gate is chrome delete. So I've successfully removed all the chrome from the inside. The steering wheel, vent rings, all the different 4x4 controls, ignition switch, and the climate control. So that was definitely something we wanted to do just for aesthetics, make sure we get rid of all that chrome. The Desert Does It seat jackers, these are awesome because it really helps with how your seating position is, especially on long drives. Gives you about an extra 2 inches probably of bolster space. And so I've been super happy with those. I got really long legs, so it helps a lot for me. And that's also a point where, you know, we can, attach radios. As I mentioned, these are some that we sometimes carry on the top on the dash when we go on trips, but without a really good garage space, there's nothing really to do. We also have a O-light in here at all times, just for camp and safety purposes. So that's mounted there. On the other side, there's actually nothing mounted right now. I'm thinking because we have a dog that will probably end up putting some sort of cleaning supplies for the dog there, or a fire extinguisher, which everyone recommends. So you can see here, there's nothing really going on there. In the glove box here, just super simple. Tacoma Lifestyle, shout out, to fill in that gap, because on most Tacomas it's just like an empty gap there. So I really like the way that looks. I wanted to do matte black, but I opted for the gloss black to add a little contrast to the kind of piano key color palette of the LCD screen. Again, a gift from my younger brother. So absolutely love that little additional change. Shift knob is by Teton Workshop. I got this also from Tacoma Lifestyle. Huge upgrade. I also forgot there's a little bit of the Miso Customs blackout kit there. But the stock shift knob, it's leathery, it gets worn out over time, just oils from your skin, dirt on your hands. And I've only had this on for almost a month now, just under a month, and loved it so far. I don't know how it's gonna do in the summer when it gets super hot, because it is like a metal knob as opposed to like a leathery one. So we'll have to see how that kind of pans out. And then for gear that we kind of keep in here at all times, as I mentioned with the dog, got the dog bowl under there, got a good system in place. This is mostly my mountain bike gear. So we got a few tire gauges, another dog bowl, extra tire, extra, I think those are valve stems for my mountain bike. And then let's see what we got back here. These are just some rags, water bottle, just topped it off. It's mainly for the dog, but always good to have water on hand. Another set of tubes, and then this is the stock kind of tow hitch plug, I guess. Before we go into more of the storage, let's see what we got going on over here. More water, bungee cords, always good to have. Some straps, those are actually for our dog bed. We'll go over that in a sec. More rags. I feel like I use rags for everything, so it's always good to kind of have them on hand, because you make sure you always want them. Oh, cool, a Celsius. Yep, there's nothing in this one. Coming into the center console, we do have a center console divider here. Probably do a dedicated video of everything I keep in here, but let's see, like coin purse for just the car wash. These are all my keys for assorted locks. So we got one for the Rotopax lock, another lock here. You know what? I don't know what this one's for. I'll probably remember in a few minutes, but at any rate, there's a key there, and then all these keys are for the Max Trax locks on the other side. The nice thing about the Flex Aero 1s is they come with these additional little covers here. So you can actually run an amber ditch light if you wanted. You just kind of mount this. Let's do this with one hand. There you go. And now you got an amber ditch light. So super nice to have that option. So I just keep those in here at all times. And then the iconic KC Highlights cover. Oh, get it in focus there. Come on, buddy. There we go. So we keep those in there. I've got a lot of Goal Zero stuff. This was for my phone. Actually had it plugged in a few minutes ago because my phone was gonna die. Buffs, masks from the COVID era, assorted bike lights, lubes for the chain. I got the wheel lock there for the icons. What else we got in here? Some wipes, extra set of wires for any switches that we might want to throw in. Pretty minimal temperature, or not temperature, PSI gauge there. And then some stuff for my glasses. But the nicest thing about this is it's all contained in this organizer. This is from Amazon. I can link it in my description. Actually, everything is gonna be linked in the description. I feel like that's something I should have started this video with. But we keep that there at all times. It's kind of stocked. Every so often I'll go through and be like, what what's in there that I don't use, because I'm constantly trying to make sure that everything on or in the truck is there for a reason. I'm not just throwing stuff in or on the truck for looks or no reason. We got a leveler here for the tent. Always good to keep one of those if you don't have something built onto the vehicle, so that you can make sure your tent is level. What is it? Dog leash, bottle, some napkins here. We just threw those in today. My glasses. We got a little solar battery charger. Super nice to have in case your phone dies ever. So yeah, for the most part, that's the inside of the front. Let's go to the back over here. So as I mentioned, we got a dog, no kids, and he pretty much lives out of here. We got him back in 2021. He always spent the time either in the front seat with us or in the back, and eventually he migrated over to the iBuddy, which is a nice addition for him. And for us, it's nice. It's actually bungeed in here, so he can't get out. When on the windows, you can roll everything down and feel good about it. Also back here, we have the Flatirons Overland net. Also a recent addition, and why I love this so much is the dog's hair flies everywhere. I mean, everywhere. So even if we threw any clothes or anything down here, everything ends up getting hair all over it. So having something where you can just throw a jacket for the day up in there, super nice to just throw that up there. And then you can forget about it, or, take it out whenever you're going on a hike or at camp. Just nice to throw, I bet you could even throw sleeping bags up there if you wanted. The sun decided to pop out, so you'll have to excuse the glare here. Expedition Essentials track mount here. I love this thing. Game changer. Having your phone in a place where I wasn't constantly fumbling around with my hands down in the cup holder really made things a lot easier. And then this is a walkie mount that honestly, we don't have a integrated system yet, but we use those for our Midland X talkers, as well as, some other of the comms that we use. We also opted to get the stock map and dome lights replaced with the Miso Customs. Let's see where it is here. Miso Customs kit. Super bright, almost too bright at times, but definitely an upgrade from the stock halogens that are in here. So super happy with those. Very easy install, nothing too complicated. Takes about 5-10 minutes to get installed. This here is my Black Ops Offroad Throttle Grenade. It's just a throttle controller that you're able to change your mode select, so you can do off-road, sport, intel, which basically learns how exactly your vehicle drives and how you drive. And I think it's a great addition here. If I get this started here, you'll see that this is sand, mud, off-road. Oh, sorry. Explode mode. Basically, you'll see your Tacoma red line for the first time, which is super exciting. Intel, as I mentioned, just learns how you drive, and then crawl. I typically leave it in stock mode, mainly because I also run a tune. So I have the Overland Taylor tune, and that's been a huge game changer for throttle lag, shift points, and anything related to the transmission of, gear hunting that we all suffer from. All right, so under this back seat, this is kind of they're fairly organized. We got our no nest. So we got the straps here, hammock here. I got some paracord here. It's usually what we use on trips for hanging laundry on trees. And then we got the chargers for the assorted comms there. Coming into the back on this side, I have my mountain bike pads. That's a just general purpose camping blanket. And then this is the Front Runner kitchen kit my fiance just got for me. Haven't used it yet, super excited to use it. But it's always good to kind of keep camp stuff ready to go when you need it and not have to worry about like packing it all up. So that's this side. Let's go on over to the other side. All right, so this side, let's see what we got going on in here. Pretty bare. Got my ARB quick deflate here, some jumper cables, Max Trax paracord stuff, some ratchet straps, nothing crazy. Again, nothing's in here for no reason. If it's in here, it's because we use it and we need it. Coming back here behind this seat, I have more rags. Got a small 2-person med kit. Like I said, it's usually just the 2 of us. This green bag here is for the Vagabond standard rooftop tent. It has the hardware, tie downs, and all the stuff that you need to set that up, you know, in whatever conditions. A trasharoo, usually use that for dirty laundry. Haven't really used it much for trash on longer term trips. But it's nice to get stuff out of the way. And then this is the Goal Zero Nomad 50. So I'll have to bring a full camping video one of these days. But the Nomad 50 charges our Goal Zero. And then the Goal Zero will charge our Set Power AJ40, I believe it's called. So super nice to have that. I have it back there because there's really no other space in the house to put it, but something that we want to always keep in the car in case we need it for any other reason. For the switches, like I mentioned in my other video, we don't have a Switch Pros yet. This little toggle switch in here is for the ditch lights. It's just the supplied little on-off switch, and since that switch is dual mode, it was hard for me to find an option that allowed for me to wire a switch in that allowed for both the backlight and the actual flood or spotlight that you put in there. It used to be this little ditch light button here that I controlled the Flex Era, just the regular Flex Era ditch lights, and I actually got rid of those not too long ago to upgrade to the Flex Era 1, but for right now, that doesn't do anything. It's just an empty switch in the pocket there. Okay, so that wraps up part 2 of the Quicksand Tacoma walk around. We kind of did a deep dive on the inside. I'm sorry if I forgot anything or anything particular that you were looking to have feedback on or me look into and see if I actually have something going on with the truck. But let me know in the comments, subscribe, like the video. Again, like I said in the last one, I'm hoping to start to do more of these in the near future. But I need all your help to get that going. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.